Good morning, and thank you for tuning in to our live Thanksgiving Day game show. We'd like to offer a special welcome to our viewers watching at Shaw and Elmwood Street School. You may be sitting in this spot when you are a senior. We have the senior members of football, marching band, and cheer with us today to talk about the Thanksgiving Day football game. We'd like to first start off by congratulating you on your seasons. We'd also like to congratulate all fall teams on their seasons this year.
So we'll start with football. Football's record was 9-1. Highlight from marching band season was they took second place in their division and earned 4 stars in all categories at finals. And cheer earned first place at regionals. And individual highlights is Nick Colifrath had the most tackles in a season for MHS. Nolan Charbonneau had the most points, and Ryan Gleason rushed, received, and threw for over 1,000 yards. Lucas Friedman, Nick Colifrath, and Ryan Gleason were nominees for Player of the Week in Central Mass. We are also working on a fall sports recap and a winter sports preview show that will air in December that will highlight all the teams, and make sure you keep an eye out for that. Do you want to talk about this?
Football, your season is not over yet. You have one game remaining, so let's get right into it. The Thanksgiving Day game is not just another football game. It's a special game. Millbury vs. Grafton, bragging rights for the year, a game you remember for the rest of your lives. The Thanksgiving Day game is a game that the season records don't matter. Each team gets thinking that they can win.
So Grafton's record is 11-0, and Millbury's record is 9-1. This is a game where records don't really matter. So what makes this game different?
For the seniors, it's our last time playing for Millbury football. Over the last 4 years, we've put in countless hours of work to, perfect our craft and be the best we can be. And playing for the last time, it's just different, it's special, and it'll be a memory all of us hold for a long time.
And also, I think this is the first game on our new turf field, new Thanksgiving game on the turf field. And we just always, every alum usually comes back for Thanksgiving, and everyone's always at the game.
I think what really makes this different, like what Jamel said, it's the last time for most seniors just putting on pads and playing a football game ever. It just brings together the community. It really brings together before we have special sections that really bring together the team. And it's just really nice seeing the whole town and then town over coming to support. That game.
All right, thank you. This is a question for Coach. Every year is different, and every team is special in their own way. What's special about this year's team?
Well, certainly, every team every year has their own characteristics that make them different than every other team. This group, certainly the record, 9-1, they've had a lot of success. In this senior class, over the last 4 years, I think 29-8. So they've had success throughout their entire Millbury football career. And the thing that makes, I think, this team special is the fact that it is a decent-sized group of seniors, and the fact that many of them are best friends. So they've had the ability to play football, which, in my opinion, is the greatest high school sport you can play. They've had, they've been able to play it with their best friends over the past 4 years and have had great success. And I just hope that, going into Thanksgiving, that they get everything out of that game that they want.
Thank you. This question for Mr. Dooley. Same thing to you. What's special about this year's band?
Well, all the bands have been great, and I love each and every one of them. But this year, I think for me, this year's senior class is the first class that I feel like I've got to watch grow up from junior high students to here. And so I'm really proud of everything that they've done and what they've done to grow this program over the last 5 years. And this year's band as a whole just worked really hard and took things really seriously this season, which became clear in their record and their competitive season. And so I'm just really proud that they were able to kind of see the goal and make it happen.
Question for Cheer. What are you guys expecting for your final Thanksgiving Day game in front of a home crowd?
like a lot of people to come. Obviously, last game, the crowd usually gets really like excited when we cheer to them. So like very loud, a lot of energy, red hot, you know.
All right. This is another question for football. This game's your last football game at MHS. What is a special memory you have from playing football at MHS?
One of my special memories is that I kicked a field goal once at Uxbridge last year. It's really special because I made it.
Can you explain the significance of it? No significance. Just the field goal in general.
I'd say a special memory I have is, after every single practice, me, Shabs, and Jack kick a field goal. Just a traditional field goal. That's just what we like to do.
I'd say that there's a special moment in every practice, every day, and that hanging out with your best friends is that just every day is something that you just can't take for granted, and that I think just like every day is a special moment with them.
Marching band and cheer. What special memories do you guys have from this year or past years?
I'll start. So I have a lot of memories from marching band, but there's one that I'd say stands out. So this was my freshman year. So this was my first year of marching band. I was just starting to get to know everyone, all of my best friends now. And one of them was someone you may know, Ronit Dollywall. So there was this time when we were getting ready for a performance for like a guy's wedding or something. It was really weird. But so we were getting in uniform, and I put on my uniform jacket, and I'm like, this is really small. It just wouldn't fit. And I look at Ronit, and he's got like the largest uniform ever. So it turns out somehow we switched uniforms, and they were in the wrong garment bag because our bags have our names on them. So somehow Ronit's uniform was in my bag, and mine was in his bag. And I don't think I'll ever forget that because I have no idea how that happened, and it's just really funny.
All right.
I'm in the drum line, and the drums, we have harnesses that we have to put on to put the drum on because it leans up against the harness. That's how you hold it up. And for the bass drums, it basically has these two hooks that go through these like tiny little loops that hold it up, and like this little like platform area that it balances on. And I had a hoodie on, and this hoodie was very, very loose at the time because I had just gotten it. I got a size too big, so it's very loose. And I go to take the harness off one time, and I completely fumble the drum. So the drum's on the floor now, but it's still attached, but only to one hook. And the other hook gets wrapped around my hoodie. So it pulls me down with it. So I basically do almost a forward somersault onto the ground with my drum. And I'm sitting there on the ground. Nolan comes like rushing in to put his quads away. He goes, "What's happening?" I'm being choked out by my own drum. It's got me by the collar of my hoodie. And I'm like, ah. And that was really funny, but also equally scary because I thought I couldn't breathe for a moment, but I was okay because I'm sitting here now. So that was probably my most special memory because it hurt me a lot.
All right, cheer.
A special memory for me would be probably from this year. I've only been here 2 years. So it would be getting the win at regionals. We had a really tough season. A lot of girls in and out, a lot of changes we had to make with the routine. So being able to get the win for all of the region was like a really big accomplishment, especially since it's the second time to be done with the cheer team in Millbury history. So that was a really big thing for us.
A special memory I have is that from like past years, we'd always go to our coach's house and we just do karaoke and all that. And we just bond. We have like pool parties and everything. And I just think the bond is what really like pulls our team together. And just like after we're competing and just the feeling you get like when you're done and you just did what you were working for so long and you just hit it, and just the feeling you get. Yeah.
All right, this question for the football team. What are you guys gonna miss about high school football?
I'm gonna miss just being around my teammates. You know, these guys they brighten my day. I've had especially this guy back here named Jason Dean. But yeah, no, all these like especially the underclassmen, people and just everyone. You know, being in the locker room with them, just spending time with them. You know, goofing around. You know, at practice, cracking jokes or just practicing with them, and especially playing games with them. You know, it's I'm gonna miss that a lot.
Yeah, I'm gonna mostly miss, especially like the locker room vibe, team dinners, just seeing my best friends every single day. Younger guys just brighten my day, especially Jay. Brightens everyone's day every single day. We love to see him every day. Yeah, just locker room vibes and team dinners, just getting to know everyone.
I think the biggest thing for me will just be Friday Night Lights. It's just a different type of atmosphere than any other sport. Like basketball is obviously I love basketball. It's a great sport, but there's nothing like it in terms of like the atmosphere. When marching band's out, cheer is out, and just the fan section, it's unbelievable. So many people coming to the games. So that's really it.
Marching band. What are you guys going to miss about just being in the marching band?
I think more than anything, I'm going to miss that competition adrenaline rush when you're sitting out on the field and you know, oh my God, we're going next. We're going to be in front of all these old judges and they're going to look at us and then say either you're good enough or you're not good enough. And it's up to us to just really get out there and say that we're good enough. So feeling that adrenaline spike as you get on the field and your arms are shaking, your legs are shaking, everything's shaking, and you're like, oh my God. But then the show goes on and then you're like, oh, I got it. That's what I'm going to miss.
I'm mainly going to miss coming to practice every day, seeing everyone, and especially the drum line, always pumped up to always get better and better each day and work my hardest to perform my best.
So I'm going to college for music, so I will still be doing marching band stuff. So the actual marching aspect is not something that I'm losing, but if there's anything that I'm really going to miss, it's just all of the people, especially just Mr. Dooley. You guys down at Shaw and Elmwood, you're so lucky when you get up here. He is he's so good at his job. He's the reason why I'm where I am today, and the reason why I'm majoring in music. So he changed my life, and hopefully he'll change yours. Do band.
And for the cheer, what are you guys going to miss about being in cheer?
For me, I'm going to miss the team the most. I joined last year mid-season, new student, and the team made me feel very welcome, very loved. So I'll just really miss the bond we have. It's one of the most well-bonded teams I've been on before.
Yeah, I'm just going off for her, like the bond with people and just meeting new, like, friends that you can actually form a relationship with when you join the team, and just, I don't know, all the practices, because you're gonna, once you like graduate, you're just so used to going to practice all the time and just always being there, and then when it stops, it's just like you miss it.
All right. So for the coaches and Mr. Dooley, do you guys have any fun or funny stories you can share with us about the team?
I mean, there's many fun or funny stories that happen throughout the year with the team that certainly we can't disclose on the video. But one of the things that I find funny is anytime that Chris gets the opportunity to like yell or be loud. To me, I find that extremely funny. He's one of those kids who certainly, is a captain of our team, and like vocally, he's the kind of the one who enjoys being loud. But when given opportunities to just like, whether it's on like punt team and he has to like yell like ready, he usually takes advantage of those opportunities to just be loud and obnoxious in any type of way. So that's something that I, as a coach, find funny. But there's many things that happen within, like, say, a football practice or football locker room settings that are just, funny stories that it's nice that these guys have those stories that they're going to be able, and like anything else, the stories probably get exaggerated as time goes on. But, you know, I'm glad that they've made those memories and stories within their own kind of deal and way.
I guess the senior class has some pretty great dance moves, so we're going to miss that. And, you know, there's nothing like taking 2 buses full of marching band kids to McDonald's at the Ludlow Plaza at 10:30 at night. So I'll miss that, but I'm sure we'll do it again next year.
All right, so it's trivia time. We have 2 players from football and 2 marching band members, and we're going to ask questions. We have Nick and Lucas for football, and we have Ella and Russell. Okay, so this is the question for the band members. What position did Coach Richards play in football here at MHS?
Quarterback.
I was a running back.
It's okay. Good guess. All right, for football players, what instrument did Mr. Dooley play in the Temple University Marching Band?
Trumpet.
Let's go.
All right, football 1, marching band 0. Okay, question. What position does Nick Hollifrath and Sergio Hernandez play on defense?
Linebacker.
Yep. There you go. All right, 1-1.
Right.
And question for football. What instrument does John Ouellette play?
A. Saxophone.
All right. There you go. No. All right. Another question for marching band. A team cannot score this many points in a single football play. You got to really think about this one. What? Oh, the options are A, 1 point, B, 2 points, C, 3 points, D, 6 points, and E, 7 points.
It's E.
E? That's correct. All right. And question for football. What is the marching band hat called? A, long charter, B, 10 brim, C, flat cap, or D, Shanko?
D. Shako.
No way. Right. All right. That'd be cool. All right. Well, great seasons you all had. It was awesome. Thank you for watching our live Thanksgiving game show. Good luck, and I hope to see a lot of fans at the Thanksgiving game. From all of us at the Woolley News, we'd like to thank you a happy Thanksgiving. Thank you.
Have a good Thanksgiving. Shout out Mrs. Sullivan's class, Shaw School.